Hey everyone, I'm MKO. I'm a watercolor artist and a newer streamer here on YouTube. And today I want to show you guys how I frame and mat a commission that I've painted for one of my customers. I'm going to be using an 11 by 14 frame with a mat so it fits my 8 by 10 painting. And I'll give you a couple of tips and tricks so you can do this at home as well. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so here's the commission we're going to be framing today. I did paint it on Arch's 140-pound cold press paper. So it's on a block. So the first thing I have to do is separate it from the rest of the paper. Okay, so here's our 8 by 10, and we're going to be putting it into this frame. It's an 11 by 14 frame, but with the mat, it makes it a 8 by 10. So the first thing you need to do is flip it over, and I always use a ruler because if these things get under your fingernails, it hurts so badly. So I use a ruler and I just fold all the edges up. So all the way up. That way when you pull the back off, it makes it really easy to just slide it right out. Should be able to pull the back out like that. And there's going to be this little piece of paper that had the information. You can just throw that away. And then here's the mat. So let's take that out, and I'm going to be really careful not to touch the glass, get any fingerprints on it or dog hairs. I have two big old dogs and their hairs get everywhere. So let's scoot this up there. Okay, so now I want to look and make sure it fits perfectly within the mat. So I don't want it to be crooked. I want it to be nice and flat, and you can decide where it goes. So, I painted a little outside of the 8 by 10 area, so I can decide exactly where I want it. So what I'm going to do now is flip it over like so, and I'm going to grab my blue painter's tape. And I'm just going to tape down the edges. So just a little bit of tape. And I'm going to tape the corners. And then I'm going to flip it over and see what it looks like. And then if it looks good, I'm going to add more painter's tape across all the edges. So that way when it lays in the frame, it'll be nice and flat. It won't be a little bit crinkly, wrinkly. And blue painter's tape is nice because it's not, usually it doesn't rip the paper. If you're careful with it, it tends to be very nice for your painting. Okay, let's see. Does that look straight? I think it looks pretty good. Looks centered, looks even. Okay. Now we're actually going to tape the edges down. Just running my nail along the edge to get it really nice and flat. There we go. Okay, so now last step is getting it into the frame. All right, so here it is. Put it like this. And then make sure on the back you're putting one of the hangers at least in the right direction. And you can double check this before you, okay, it's the right way. Are there any dog hairs in here? One final check. Here's one, but it's on the outside somehow. Dog hair free. Now let's close it up. So same thing as before, I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to just flatten these metal pieces all the way down. Nice and secure. Let's see. Beautiful. All done. Y'all can easily do this too, and it'll just take your artwork from one level to the next. So I hope that you give this a try. I hope these tips and tricks help you to successfully mat and frame your artwork and show it off in the light that it deserves. Thank you so much. If you guys like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.